This video is sponsored by Zyro. Create stunning websites in minutes. Use a special coupon code via the link in the description below, but more on them soon. Hey guys, and welcome back to flatpackfx. In this video, we're going to talk about what are the best settings for uploading images and videos onto Instagram. When I first started researching this topic, I found that there were a lot of different methods out there for getting the best results when uploading onto Instagram. So I went out there and tested all of the methods that I could find, and I've put all of the results into this video. I am going to be focusing more on the video side of things, but for those of you who are interested in the best settings for images, these are the settings here on screen. And I'm getting these settings off Pat K's blog website. Now, from my research, these settings seem to be true from a lot of different people and the most current, up-to-date, best export settings out of Lightroom. So I've put a link to Pat K's website down in the description below, and I definitely recommend checking that out if you are interested in really understanding how the best settings work and what the exact detailed steps are for exporting your images out of Lightroom. Then definitely check out Pat K's website. Now, the big things to note in using this method is the first is using a 4:5 aspect ratio. And Instagram basically gives you a maximum width of 1080 pixels wide. And keeping with this aspect ratio, your image will end up as 1080 pixels by 1350. And that is the maximum allowed sort of screen real estate that Instagram will give you. But here's where it gets really interesting, because when you're exporting your image, you're actually going to double that resolution. So essentially you're going to be exporting at 2160 across by 2700 pixels high. And that's essentially doubling the resolution. Now, apparently this works really well because when you upload onto Instagram, it downscales that image back to the maximum width and height. The other thing that everyone recommends doing with your images before you export is apply sharpening to your image before you export to Instagram. Now, if you want to understand more about this entire process, then I've also added that link to Pat K's website down in the description below. Now, if you're watching this video, then you're obviously someone who uses Instagram and wants to share your content with the world. Well, to effectively share your content with fellow creators, you'll need to have a website that best showcases your work. As someone who has made my entire business around having a strong branded e-commerce website, I know just how important this is. So when Zyro said they have the easiest way to create a website or online store, I had to try them out. I have to admit, I was actually really impressed because it did exactly what they said it would do and allowed me to create a mock-up of my own website in about 15 minutes. And that is honestly no exaggeration. From never using Zyro before, I was able to design a website that showcased my brand by simply choosing one of the hundreds of designer-made templates and customizing it to fit my needs. What I really liked was how simple the drag and drop editor was to use. It felt really intuitive to simply reposition images and text. I could also showcase my Instagram account directly within the website, all with no coding skills required. In my past experiences, I've found other website builders to be quite slow, so I was really happy to see how extremely fast Zyro loads when building and previewing my website. Zyro is also the most affordable option I've seen in the market. With Zyro's limited time deal, you too can create a stunning website in just minutes, starting from just $2.61 a month. With a 30-day money-back guarantee and 24/7 support, use the special coupon code flatpackfx to get an additional 10% off Zyro yearly plans, plus a free domain for a year, all via the link in the description below. Okay, now when it comes to video, there are a lot more options out there for the best recommended settings. Now there's three main methods that I came across. The first is direct upload, which is when you're using your phone to upload your videos onto Instagram. The next is using Igtv, which is also involves you posting either through a desktop computer or your phone to Igtv. And the third is using Facebook's Creator Studio. Now, I tested all of the settings and all the options that I could find using all of these different methods out there. And the best method that I found was using Facebook Creator Studio. Now, if you don't know what Facebook Creator Studio is, then that's okay. I've added a link to that in the description below as well. and you can go and see what is required to set that up. Now it's free to set up, but you will require either a business Instagram account or a Creator Studio account. Now both of these are free, but you'll have to go through the process of setting those up and then linking them to a Facebook account. When it comes to setting up your video resolution, everyone still recommends a 4:5 aspect ratio, and this is because it gives you the most screen real estate when uploading onto Instagram. Now the resolution is going to be 1080 pixels by 1350 high. Now the only downside to this is you're going to end up with a vertical video like this, and I know most of you are going to want to keep a 16:9. So you can upload in a 1920 by 1080 if you want to keep the traditional 16:9 aspect ratio. So with my compositions selected, even if you're using Premiere, you can just basically come up to export and send to media encoder. I want to make sure that this is H.264. I'm going to select this. And the first thing I want to do is make sure that this is all locked. So I want to make sure this is 1920 by 1080. I'm going to render a maximum depth. And down here under the bitrate settings, I found that the best sweet spot was using a constant bitrate of about 12. It might also come down to the type of footage you're using, but for me, it seemed to be 12 was the best. I'm also going to use maximum render quality, and then I can just hit OK. Then I can select my destination and then just start the render. Then I'm going to log into Creator Studio on my desktop computer, and I'm going to hit create an Instagram feed. And then I can simply add the content by uploading that file directly from there. The other great advantage of using Creator Studio is that you can create a custom schedule post. So you can schedule a post for a later date. And you can also create custom video thumbnails. So all of these features are not available to you inside the app. Now, if you can't get access onto this, or this method doesn't work for you, then your other options are Igtv. Now, how does Creator Studio differ from Igtv? Well, the big difference is that your video has to be between 1 minute and 60 minutes in length. Using Creator Studio, your video can be anywhere up to 1 minute in length. So if your video is over a minute, then you'll have to upload using Igtv. Now, if you're doing that, still the best way to upload is through the desktop app onto your Igtv. Otherwise, you can take that file, airdrop it straight onto your phone, and then upload directly from the app itself onto Igtv. Now, if for whatever reason you can't use Creator Studio or Igtv, then your only other option is to direct upload through the app itself. Now, I do not recommend doing this because it will give you the worst overall results. But if you're one of those people, I've also worked out what the best settings for that method is. And the first thing you're going to want to do is apply sharpening to your image wherever you're editing your clip. Here, I'm using an unsharpened mask, and I'm using about 200% here. So as you can see, I'm turning this on and off. This will make a big difference when uploading. Now, again, for settings, you're going to use the exact same settings we used before. You're going to use render of maximum depth. You're going to set your constant bit rate to be 12 and use the maximum render quality. So there you go. I hope this video has helped you in working out what the best settings are for uploading onto Instagram. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You can check out more videos just like this one over here on the side of screen. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.